Trading can be a very lonely practice. We're often on our own. It's us versus the markets, sort of like a lone wolf. And that's why it's important that in trading, you are your number one ally. You almost have to be your best friend in trading, as opposed to being your own worst enemy, which we often are in trading. Oftentimes, it's not the market that's out to get us, that's beating us. It's actually we are beating ourselves. We're being our own worst enemies. Reactive revenge trading, for instance. You find yourself doing counterproductive things in trading, reckless actions. We need to learn how to sort of overcome ourselves, and as opposed to being our own worst enemy, fighting against yourself, you become your own best friend, your own ally, and you support yourself because trading can be so lonely. So you have to be your own best ally. You have to be your own coach in trading, constantly coaching yourself, speaking to yourself, encouraging yourself. It's like a boxer who's in the ring. He has his own personal coach. That's because boxing is also very psychological. He needs that coach to look out for him, to pull him out of the ring when he's in danger, or to tell him when he can be more aggressive as well. So that's why I encourage, even speaking to yourself, vocally talking to yourself. Look at yourself in the mirror and speak words of encouragement. Maybe you had a bad training day, for instance, but tell yourself, you know what, it's all right, it's okay. No, we didn't have the greatest training day today, but I'm proud of you for sticking to your strategy, sticking to your rules, finding positive things you can take out of a trading day that wasn't so good, for instance, encouraging yourself, protecting yourself, as opposed to being overly harsh, overly critical with yourself. I spoke in my video about creating a positive environment, about the importance of creating an environment where you're not overly strict, overly harsh on yourself, which can lead then to reactive revenge trading. If you're very critical, you're creating an environment where there's just too much pressure. Trading already has a lot of pressure. If you're very harsh on yourself, you're just increasing the pressure level in trading. So easing up on yourself, being your best friend in trading, being your best ally, talk to yourself, look in the mirror, and it's very therapeutic to let your thoughts and your feelings out by speaking it, hearing your own thoughts. Because again, trading is kind of a lonely journey. Most of the times we're on our own. Even if you have caring and loving people in your life, maybe a spouse, maybe family or friends, they're not going to be with you while you're trading in the live markets. And a lot of them don't even know what it is you're doing. They don't understand what you're doing as a trader. So it can be a lonely journey. And on that journey, you want to have, the best possible ally next to yourself, which you can be yourself. It's good if you do have a trading community, if you do have friends that you can talk to about trading, that's great. But for most of us, and for most of the time, we're going to be on the charts alone. So we need to make sure that we are there to support ourselves, to help ourselves be the best possible traders we can be on this long journey that's trading. And make sure you're not being your own worst enemy, your harshest critic. It's the person who's responsible for you snowballing losses. You've multiplied those losses because of being overly negative, that overly negative voices that you're allowing constantly. Speak positivity to yourself. Don't be overly critical with yourself. Look for the positives that you can find there. Encourage yourself and protect yourself from yourself. I always say, by learning yourself better. And that's where, journaling is critical. Journaling is critical. This helps you to understand yourself better when you're writing down not just things about your strategy, but things about your thoughts. Thoughts inside of your head are just thoughts. And once you write them down onto paper, they become more than thoughts. Then you can read yourself as a study. You can understand yourself. It's almost like you're reading the thoughts of somebody else, and you better understand that person, which is you. You understand your thought process. You understand the things that trigger you to your pressure points. Even the most calm people, they also have pressure points, and trading shows us all those pressure points. Over years of trading, you better learn yourself, and you see where your thresholds are. What is the things that pushes you into your pressure points? And then you can better manage those. We'll never be free of emotion, but we can always better manage our emotions. We can manage when we are triggered into that state of fight and flight, when we're trying to do revenge trading or a reactive trade that didn't have to happen. Previous trade didn't go as planned. You put on another position. Where did that all start? By writing it down in your notes, you'll be able to see what it was that led you to that point, and then better manage yourself, protect yourself from yourself. So I talk to myself throughout a trading day, and when I can see I'm becoming a risk to my trading, when I can see I'm stressed out maybe, or I'm getting irritable or frustrated, I'll say to myself, okay, I see you're getting irritable now. I see you're starting to get frustrated now. I'm going to pull you out of the markets, pull you out of the live charts, close the screens, go take a walk, go watch a movie, doing something else. Maybe you're physically tired, you're not going to make the best decisions when you're physically tired. So you need to monitor yourself and say, okay, I see you're tired, pulling you out. That's it for the day. Come back tomorrow. You'll be rested, refreshed, and you'll make better decisions tomorrow. I think this is so important in trading because just nobody else is going to do this for you. Again, like I said, if you do have good trading community or close friends who are trading as well, where you can bounce ideas off of, or even just share your thoughts to them, that's amazing. But again, for most of the part, we're on our own, and we really have to make sure that when we're alone, that we at least have somebody next to us who's looking out for us for the best interest. And being your own ally, it can help you so much in your trading. And you don't want to be sitting next to that person who is a liability to you, a risk to you in your trading career. It's just never going to be good because trading is as high risk. Trading is a dangerous profession. It is. It can be dangerous to your capital. It can also be dangerous to your physical health or mental health as well. That's why I talk about being your own coach. When the boxer's in the ring, he's at risk of getting knocked out. He's in danger. The coach will pull him out of the ring and pull him back, calm him down, give him a rest, give him a break, tell him what the plan is again. Make sure he comes back to his right mind. And when the coach knows he's ready, he'll send him back out into the ring. That's the same thing. You need to be your coach and identify the risks, identify your risks when you're a liability to your account. Pull yourself out to safety, get yourself ready again. When you're ready, you go in again. The coach will also tell the boxer when you can go even stronger in as well. And this is just all part of self-management, risk management. One of the biggest risks in trading. People don't often talk about it, but it's you. Risk management of self. It's not just risk management of your account, your position sizes, which are all very important things. But the biggest risk can often be yourself. We need to work over time. Of course, it takes time to become less of our own worst enemies and we become more of our best allies. And this will just lead to trading success in the long term. I always try and talk about trading in the long term to try and build this thing, as a long-term career and long-term income, not just some quick fix solutions here where we can make money here and there, but to build yourself, build your trading life. To build that foundation is important for the long term. To sustain profitable results over the long term, you really have to build your character over the long term. And if you are kind of a lone wolf trader and you don't have any trading community or friends, I would also recommend, try and find at least one person who trades as well, where you can talk to about trading. It will be a big help to you, just so that all those thoughts and emotions are not just stuck inside of your head, but that you can actually just let it out. It's very good for your heart and your mind, is to let out all those emotions that you go through day by day. They can stack up, just sit inside. And so it's good to talk and let that out. Even if you're just hearing your own thoughts. By speaking to someone, it's almost like a soundboard. To hear your own thoughts as you're speaking it out to somebody, tell them, speak to them about how your trading day was, maybe about your trading journey, where you started, where you are now, how is your trading trajectory looking. Talk about these things to another person. It's very good for you. Don't just keep it all inside. So be your best ally. And I wish you all the best in your trading. Trade safe and trade successful.